Welcome back. This is Kilimo Diaries on TV47. Of course, we are hanging out with Mr. Peter Mbugua. This is Tendo Apiary in Kiambu County. Asante sana bro. And of course, bado tuna feel baridi, but we having a good time.
Yes.
Tukienda break Sheila, tumezungumza maneno ya ku-establish nini, the wind, the sun, the predators. Mimi nataka kujua tu from Peter, how long does it take for a new hive to be colonized?
It can be immediate when there is what we call swarming season. Swarming season is when the colonies are splitting. Okay, especially when there is enough forage, enough flowers. The colony, that's their natural way of multiplication. So they just split. And again, we can also split existing colonies for a new farmer. So if they want to wait for swarms during the swarming season, that is okay. If they want us to split colonies from the strongest colonies, we also do that.
I think now we're stepping down to the most favorite part.
What favorite part did you read away?
Harvesting. Nataka tukula asali.
Haya, tule basi.
Acha tule asali.
Alright.
Sasa vile tuambie maneno sasa ya harvesting. What is the perfect timing? Unasema kwamba this is the time. How long does it take?
An experienced beekeeper or an apiarist will observe the flowering cycles. Okay, and actually it's very important to have a botanic calendar for your area, so that you know how the cycles are. One, by observation. Number two, by inspecting the hive itself. Then you are able to tell when time is ripe for harvesting. Yes.
And now harvesting, we tried harvesting right now and it didn't go as planned. You said that normally you harvest at night. Perhaps why is that?
Late in the evening, because during the day they are quite active. Then there are bees coming from foraging. You know, so the activity is quite high because they are bees. Most of them are out during the day, foraging and bringing the resources back to the beehive. So once you distract that process, definitely they will react. But in the evening, when all of them are in, you are able to smoke them, even the ones that are been foraging are already back in the hive. You are easier to manage. Yes.
So during the day,
there's a lot of traffic with the foragers coming in and out. Okay, but in the evening they are all back in. So once you smoke them, once you cool them down, you are able to harvest your super in very easily.
Sheila Peter anaongelea smoke. Smoke tu unapatia tu smoke tu ndo watoke, ama there is any other way ya kutumia ya kuweza kuharvest?
Is there any other technique? Ama the universal technique is smoking?
The universal technique is using smoke, because what smoke does is, one, it will calm them down. Like you see, we smoke the super, the bees will go down into the brood box. Number two, the evolution has taught them to know that when they see smoke, there's fire in the forest. So they need to gut themselves with honey in readiness to live. Okay, and so once they are full of honey, they are not able to sting you. So they are focusing on taking the honey to live, because now they imagine there's a forest fire. Okay.
So it's an alarm.
Yes. Number two, smoke is able to mask the alarm pheromones. You see, once you approach the hive and open, the guard bees will alert the others. They communicate through pheromones. They will release the pheromones that there's danger. Yes. Kuna mtu amekuja hapa, Sheila amekuja kutoa asali. Mwizi amekuja kuiba. So the smoke masks feature those alarm pheromones, so they're not able to communicate.
So we have already smoked. Just repeat for us, what are some of the equipments that we use during the harvesting time, and now what is the honey extraction process like?
What you need is a smoker, like you saw at the apiary. Yes. Then you need a bee brush and a hive tool. This one is to pry open the super, okay, at the frames. If you are carrying the whole super, you need to pry it open, remove the super and go harvest maybe at home. Or frames, you need this to pry open to remove the frames, because they are already propolized with a very strong adhesive that we call the propolis. This one. Then after that, you will uncap, because when honey is ready, it is fully sealed. Once they've reduced the moisture content to maybe from 16% to about 21%, that honey is ripe. Okay? So you need an uncapping fork to remove the capings, the wax that you have used to cover the honey, the ripe honey. Then after that, you put them in the honey extractor, spin the extractor, the honey will come out and leave the comb. Okay, so the bees are able to reuse that comb again. The comb will remain in those frames, in the frames. Then you return them to the beehive. So the bees will reuse the same comb instead of building new comb again. That is why with this beehive you are able to harvest multiple times, because the bees are not building new comb again. So you can use that comb a few times before you eventually replace it. During harvesting, definitely you have to have proper equipment, proper clean equipment, and yourself definitely you with a mask and very well protected. But during the extraction, we are very, very strict on that. The person doing the extraction, they have to have latex gloves, they have to have a mask, they have to have a hairnet, okay, and they have to be fully covered.
Now, ukisha harvest, how do you store your honey, my brother? Are there some certain temperatures that you need to store it? Ama una harvest na unaweka tu?
Once you harvest it, you let it settle a bit. Okay, when you're extracting, there may be some small particles of wax, maybe pollen, that usually cause crystallization. So you let it settle in a tank. You don't bottle immediately. Let it settle in a tank. Let all that come float to the top. Then you bottle from the bottom when it's already very, very clear. But if you bottle your honey with particles inside, when it's not well filtered, your honey will crystallize, because the glucose and fructose crystals will bind to the particles that we left in the honey. So we have some very, very fine sieves that will remove any debris or any particle that may have been left during the extraction process. Yes.
And I have noticed something, that sometimes when you buy honey, there's the darker honey, and then there's honey that looks lighter. What is the difference?
Actually, honey colors are more than around 8 honey colors. And what determines the color is the forage. The forage is the flowers that the bees visited. Honey may be from a coffee plantation. It's very different from a place with a lot of, say, acacia. Acacia honey is usually very light. Coffee honey is usually quite dark. There's honey that is almost white in some area, depending on the forage. All that is dependent on the forage. Yes.
That's an interesting one to know. All right. Now, I know honey is not the only product that we get from beekeeping. There's the wax, there's the honeycombs pia. Naonanga watu wanakula honey.
Wanakula honey, lakini the wax sana sana.
The wax sana sana. So hizo products, what do you do with them?
Apart from honey, actually, why we say the Kenyan market, the Kenyan beekeeping industry is about 10% is because people only focus on honey only. But there are so many other products. I actually call them hive products. Okay, apart from honey is one of them. Then there is wax, which is a byproduct after squeezing out the honey or extracting the honey. That is beeswax. This block you can see here. This is raw beeswax.
That's raw beeswax.
Beeswax, yes. And then there is bee pollen. Bee pollen is a very, very powerful superfood. This is said to be the only food that can sustain human life. This one only with water, because it has all the nutrients a human body needs. Yes. Then we have propolis. This is propolis. This one's bees collect from 3 saps. Okay, 3 saps to make this. Propolis in a beehive is used to disinfect the beehive. It is antiviral, it is antibacterial. Now we use a solvent to extract it, because right now in this form the human body is not able to digest it. So we use a solvent to make it into a suspension and tincture. Very, very good for coughs, unlike over-the-counter medication, which is laden with chemicals.
You're seeing where you're getting.
Traditional
This is traditional.
Yes. The good thing with these things are 100% natural, and people are becoming much more aware of natural products. Okay. There is bee. We've talked about bee pollen. Then there is bee venom. Bee venom is that sting. When the bee stings you, that poison it puts in you, we are able to harvest that. Okay, yeah, and very, very effective for people with arthritis, with joint problems. We also make it into bee venom cream for muscle pain, joint pain. Okay, and it's a very expensive product that can gather about 5,000 shillings per gram.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What happens is that once a bee stings you, it will die because the sting is left on your skin. Our skin is a bit thick, and the lance has barbs, so it is left there. But with the bee venom collector, the membrane is so thin that only the tip will penetrate. So the bee will sting and still fly away safely. Then we scoop that. Okay.
So there's still so much more to explore.
There is so much more to explore. And one thing I would encourage people is to go for value addition. All these are value-added products. We have creams, we have body butters, we have natural soaps. I think each one of you will have to carry one of these. Candles, lip balms, lip gloss. All these are value-added products. A lot of farmers stop at just honey and wax. Yes, but this where the money is actually.
Kwa sababu umefanya kazi ya value addition, Bwana Peter,
Yes.
Do you think kwamba soko sasa imekubali the products from kama honey, the value added products that you're making? Is the market receptive about it?
The market is very, 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 very receptive about this. And that's why we are not even able to produce all that we need alone. We have to contract other farmers what we call outgrowers to produce for us. And we also, the people who buy our beehives, we take the products from them. We also do training. There's a program we are calling Hive to Health and Wealth. Okay, how you can use the beehive for natural products, and of course for money in your pocket.
Money in your pocket.
We call it Hive to Health and Wealth. Yes.
All right, as we wrap up, maybe you could just tell us some of your proudest moments here on the apiary since you started this beekeeping journey, some of the challenges and your advice to our aspiring farmers.
Any beekeeper will tell you the proudest moment in their lives is when they go and find a beehive full of honey. So that is your happiest moment, when you go and find your beehive full of honey. And actually, the first thing is, the most important thing is the health and the well-being of your bees. You keep your bees well, seek knowledge, come for training from us, or maybe to National Beekeeping Station. Keep your bees well and they will reward you.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep them well and
And
they
they will
reward
reward
you.
That's your takeaway?
I love it.
And stop fearing bees.
Napenda.
All right, we are coming to the end.
Well, asante sana to Peter Mbugua from Tendo Apiary, and of course asante sana to the Kenya National Farmers Federation. Thanks to the crew kwa kuensure kwamba show imekuwa ya kufana sana, na asante to you kwa kuketi chini na kutizama Kilimo Diaries.
Remember, you can always catch these conversations on all our digital platforms at TV47KE and at TV47 Digital. And remember, you can always catch us live every other Sunday at 7:30 p.m. My name is Sheila Chelangan.
And I'm MC Jaffe.
And this is Kilimo Diaries, a show for the farmer,
By the farmer, with the farmers.